die. You could just totally do it as like a journal entry. You could do like a journal of the masquerade.
Exactly. Everyone could have their own little like, well, this is what happened to you last time or yesterday.
And then like when you're doing it, it's like it could be a news reporter going, "This is yada yada with breaking news here in Star City."
That's actually how I was going to kind of start tonight. With the midnight showing.
Woo! Welcome everyone to The Fates. I am Jack, the man of the hour, the man who plays High Speed. Next to me are my other fellow players and the one, the holy, and the god that is our Dungeon Master. Who wants to introduce themselves?
I have returned, my children. I have been gone for so long, and I have seen many things. You, boy in the street, what day is it? Wednesday? Then it must be time for game. This is Evan. I'm back from my surgery, and I'm glad to be back and playing the hard-hitting, temper tantrum throwing, fire-spitting Hellion.
Hell yeah.
I'm Quinn, and I'm playing the Masquerade.
And that's it. He's just a masquerade.
Yeah.
He's awesome. And I am Rosebud. I am your GM of the night because DM is technically owned by Wizards of the Coast now.
Shit.
So you cannot use that word.
Well, no, you're our mastermind, so you can be our MM.
I can be the MM or the GM. Currently going by GM, but I like the MM.
Is that fully plugged in?
It's reading.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So I sure hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I am also the hero, Gotcha, who I'm still working on using more of my old Michigan accent voice for. So it might get a little Midwesterner up in here.
Oh, yippee.
Yippee! Having some soda pop.
God, no. It is soda. Don't call it soda pop. I'll throw hands.
I agree, it's just soda.
I'll throw hands.
We can fight about it, but I think it's just soda as well. Or you just call it by what it is.
High Speed
because that's easier.
High Speed would call it soda pop.
Yeah, you will from your time. You got any sarsaparilla?
Oh God,
But yeah, so
he has to have like a Texan accent. That's the voice I've been missing for him.
So let's see.
I'm not making
Last time, who wants? Didn't we have somebody who's going to talk about last time?
The last time on the Fates. Last time Gotcha punished High Speed and the Masquerade for their stupid bank heist by throwing them into a great and horrible group exercise that almost cost the lives of the Masquerade and Gotcha. High Speed unlocked a new power where he can basically stop time because he moves so fast. Masquerade discovered that he has the ability
It's not on there.
to make shields. And Gotcha, well, got the shit kicked out of her by a giant spider. Well, they all did.
But did rip half of one.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
She did rip up half of one. Now, this time on the Fates, well, don't want any spoilers. Let's get right into the action.
All right. So, after your very intense training and everyone goes to bed,
Oh, I know.
we have some interactions that we'll keep on the hush-hush, but Beast Mistress did go and see High Speed. And then we did have some great mortar messages between the Masquerade and Notemare, which ended on a great and hilarious GIF, homemade GIF from Notemare.
Of course.
And as Gotcha gets into her room, turns on the TV and starts watching. Good evening, fellow people. Welcome to the news. We have some reports of missing people, as it's been getting worse and worse, seems every night. Not sure what's going on there, but local authorities are on the tails of one possible vigilante. We also have been getting a very large string could be a stream, I suppose, but a string of robberies hitting pretty much from the outskirts all the way to the inner richer district. And then in other news, and it just keeps going on, talking about local sports events and other stuff that Gotcha doesn't care, and she's asleep by now.
Woo, sports ball.
Yes. What did you say?
Woo!
Sports ball. Okay.
Sports ball.
Go my favorite team, Goal Point. Yes.
Yeah. Goal Point. Go. I picked up kickball and threw in hoop. Yay.
You got to touch, Quid. Who's got the snitch? Who's got the golden snitch?
It's still evening, and as the news reel went, we hear more and more screams just happen throughout the night. As we now count 3 more people have been abducted. We come to an early morning as we find one of our heroes waking up first thing in the morning.
Per usual. 2 a.m. rolls around like clockwork, high speed. Gets up, looks around the room.
Make a awareness check or perception check. I think.
Perception?
I
Okay.
think that's the right term. I'm making up words right now.
18.
You see on the dresser across the bed that there is now a little box. It's got a little bow tie on it with a letter written underneath.
I read the letter.
The letter is from the official commission of supers. You are now, it basically explains that you are now hereby able to conduct investigations on your own terms as long as you do follow the rules that have been laid forward. And inside the box you will find the badge.
I take the badge and I just tuck it behind. I just kind of, I find my propaganda suit and I tuck it between the symbol and the actual uniform. I'd assume there's like a slit there for it. So I put it there, and I put on the propaganda suit, and then I put on the makeshift kind of uniform, kind of that I had made for myself, with the misspelled lettering and all. I'd start doing some push-ups, and then I realized, wait, I had a date last night.
I mean,
Kind of.
if you would call that a date.
Kind of a date.
We'll say it turned into more of a therapy grieve session
Yeah.
as you realize that you couldn't handle a woman like Beast Mistress, not because she's too much to handle, but mostly because you just came here and everything doesn't make sense, and you needed a night to process that, and she really helped you through that. She forced you to tell the truth with her chain, and yes, exactly, truth. What's hotter than that?
I know.
Oh, yeah, I love
So,
it when
yeah.
it tells the truth.
That's basically how that date went. So you can call it a date, but nothing really too crazy happened.
Yeah.
Just tears.
Lots of them.
Lots and lots of tears.
Tears falling down, biggest baby in the room.
Now that I'm dressed, I did some push-ups. I was like, all right, let me go see her. Hopefully she's not too upset about me just crying to her last night. And I run out of my room. And
Yes, the
I
door,
go
she's
down.
like, are you?
I go run down and I go to her lab. See if she's already awake.
You head to the zoo, and you see that it's not officially open yet. The lights are still dimmed, as it's not quite ready for them to start any cycle, like light night cycles, anything like that yet.
Yeah, our weird.
So nobody's there quite yet. You know that she's also an early worker because she's taking care of all these animals essentially by herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't really have a team. She kind of is the team, and she's got the animals to kind of do any maintenance. They're really good for that kind of stuff.
I realize she's not in, and I just go up to the cafeteria, grab my early morning shepherd's pie with Shepherd.
Yeah, so you get into the cafeteria. The worker there, like, hey, it's you, the fast guy. What's going on, man?
Morning, sir.
Yeah, you here for that shepherd pie?
As always.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but we fresh out. No more shepherd for right now.
Damn it.
I know, epidemic. But I got something else for you to try since this is all new to you. Yeah.
Well, that's always a great thing. I got something new for you.
Yeah, sure.
He's like, all right, just give me a minute. As he runs to the back and he starts making, and you start hearing the clanging, clattering. You hear as he's like, you hear chopping. He's like, and you hear him like walking, like then running, like hitting something. Like, fuck, okay. You hear stuff opening up, and he's like, okay, there we go. No more of that. All right. And I started saying, as he continues to make his meal.
It's just a finger. It's just a finger.
It'll grow back.
And then he throws it into the oven. He comes out and he's like, yeah, just give it a couple minutes. Yeah. As you see now, he's got a bandage on his knuckle.
Has he just got a switchblade? It's like making it some kitchen gravy.
He leaves that in the kitchen, but yeah, he's got a switchblade back there. He's always got to have something.
Well, that's in the oven. Can I get a coffee black?
One coffee black?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Give me a moment to get the machine out again. If he runs into the back again, all by himself, and you hear him go, oh, already had it out, sweet. As he just fills it up. You hear the steaming sound, and he comes back with a big old mug again. He's like, there you go, coffee black, filled to the top.
Thanks.
Yeah, anything for you, fast boy. I like you. You always come and see me first thing in the morning. I don't get a lot of action this evening.
Fair enough. No problem, man. And I start drinking the coffee while I wait.
Perfect. A little bit of time passes, and he's like, oh, he sniffs, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's ready. Let me go get that real quick. If he walks on back, he grabs it. You don't hear any big commotion, luckily. So he successfully gets it out. He brings it to you, and you see it in a what you would just call it like a bread bowl. So yeah, you would call it a bread bowl, but it's essentially a bread bowl full with a shrimp and crabs like stew.
Oh.
Not necessarily super creamy, but definitely a little bit zesty. Got some like lemon in there and stuff like that.
Love the
and
zest.
He brings that to me. He's like, all right, have a taste and let me know what you think of it.
I grab a spoon and I very slowly take a bite. I take another bite kind of slowly. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's kind of good though. I throw it down really quick. I eat the bread bowl. That's pretty good. We get like 3 more of those.
Yeah, you gotta come back for them, but yeah, I can make you 3 more.
Cool. I'm gonna go chill in my room. Just have them sent up there.
This guy. You know the rules. I can't do that. It's just me down here, man. And what if somebody else wants a coffee or some other weird creation that they don't understand?
It's fair. I don't know. Send a message to my room when it's done, and I just run back up to my room for a few hours just to kind of relax, process what's happened.
Perfect. Yeah, so you do that. I'd say that whole interaction probably took an hour and a half. Is anybody up at like 3:30, 3 o'clock?
I think I'll do my normal go to the lab first thing. I'm losing interest in High and Gentled because he's stupid. So I'm gonna just go in my pajamas this time. And I'll go up to the lab and just say, hi, Gentles, how are you?
Oh yeah, it's you, Masquerade. You know, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What about you? You look like you've been through something. Like maybe something like a building almost.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, GM? Yeah, okay.
I did fall through a building.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
Yeah, I survived.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you're standing right in front of me. That's cool. You
Well,
got regen powers like me, and you see as he just like cuts his arm off, like his full forearm off. He's like, "Oh shit, I should have done a finger. That's gonna take a little longer." But yeah, keep going.
You can regenerate?
Yeah, and you see as he's already got like he's got his like hand back, but it's very like infant hand, and he can't really move the fingers or anything yet. He's like,
Use your strong hand. I can't.
Yeah, just give it a
my hand
minute.
ain't strong enough.
Do you know how it works? Come in the lab. Come with me.
No, I probably shouldn't. I got a guard.
You didn't guard at all yesterday.
Well, I know, but they got on my ass. The GM said I had to actually guard
Okay.
the places.
I'm gonna take your hand that you just cut off. Can you cut off?
Is there a little him growing out of the hand he just cut off?
No,
I'll take your hand.
not this time.
Can you? I guess this will work. Your hand will work. If I need any other body parts, I'll come to you.
Ah, yes. For studying.
I mean, I guess depends on the body part first, but yeah, that works.
You can regenerate. It doesn't matter.
I think it's more core concept that matters.
Ah, yes.
Like, why do you want the body part?
I need it for
Science.
science.
Yeah,
Totally.
see, science is weird that way.
Yeah, you got something, below the belt maybe cut off for me.
What would I do with it? It wouldn't be useful. Anyway. Okay. Thanks for the
Nope, not gonna go
hand.
there.
I am so glad Helene isn't here, or else it would just get weird.
And I'll go into the lab and I will freeze the hand. I'll put the hand in a freezer.
Great.
So that I can study it later.
Yeah.
How is my 3D printer doing with my hologram?
Did you use the right
Things.
resin? Did you warm up the...
Yeah, it definitely did it, and you got, how many were you hoping to get?
Just 2?
2?
Yeah.
Well, you ended up with 5.
Okay.
Well, shit.
It worked really well.
Accidentally press print twice.
I'm guessing you would think that Larry probably was like, oh, maybe he wanted more, so he printed out 3 more.
By accident.
Larry's
That-
great. Maybe I should go out with Larry.
You can't. He's smart.
And then I will check the bacteria that is supposed to be transformed.
That's great.
Yeah, so you pull it out from the it would be in a fridge at that point,
in an incubator. Yeah.
So you pull it from the incubator and then make a intelligence check, and in this world you'd be using some kind of a scanning device that would help you with it. So use your technology.
Technology. 16.
Perfect. Yeah. So tell me.
I would be transforming the bacteria, so I'd have a plate that is resistant to ampicillin, and then one that has ampicillin, and the one that's resistant. The bacteria that's resistant would also be transformed, essentially. So I'll have like a couple different plates.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to over-explain this, but
No, I get that.
I can spend 30 minutes explaining this.
Please
We'll
That's a lot
we'll
of
slow burn it.
information.
We'll slow burn it out. You'll teach us
Okay.
all a little bit about this. But yeah, okay. So yeah, that's exactly what happens. You start seeing that it's doing what you're hoping.
Okay.
Right? It's doing exactly what you would expect it to do. You're just still trying to figure out what it has to do with you.
Okay.
Like it's acting exactly how it should normally act. It's acting like the germ that you would expect it to. It is giving off energy, but you're not sure what type of energy because it's not normal like electricity.
When does Larry, the lab tech, normally come in?
Larry the lab tech would normally come in at about 4 or 5. It's pretty lax in this era just because you choose your times. But he's traditionally there at about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Give him another hour.
Okay, so I will
Gives you plenty of time to investigate the remaining files that you found from her office, Dr. Cole's office.
I think for now I'm going to go eat
Yeah.
and wait for him to show up so that I can use whatever he finds. So I'll go down to the cafeteria. Is High Speed already upstairs?
I'm back in my room.
Yeah, he would probably be back in his room at this point.
Hey, High Speed, are you up?
Of course I am.
Meet me in the cafeteria.
Already there.
I think it'd be funny if you don't even respond on the radio. To zip, already here.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm waiting for my food.
So how was your night last night? How did it go?
It went well.
Did anything happen?
I don't normally talk about this type of stuff, and even with my friends back at my world, I don't normally talk about this stuff. So don't take this the wrong way. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
I get it, but Gotcha and me made a bet. So
Do you guys want to know if we had sex?
Yes, because I said
No.
you would. Why?
I just love that. It's like, normally I don't talk about this thing. Did you have sex? Well, no. What don't you talk about?
We didn't.
Okay, but you made me lose the bet.
Well, fuck you. Sorry.
Can you lie to Gotcha?
How much are you willing to give me?
He doesn't know how currency works in this world, does he?
I don't know how currency works.
He doesn't know how anything works.
So
Just assume he has no idea how anything
I'll
works.
give him the equivalent of $1, but I'll be like, this is worth a lot. This is like, you could buy a house with this.
Can I do an insight or whatever to tell if they're lying to me?
Are you trying to lie to them?
Yes.
So yeah, it would be deception versus awareness, or
Damn it.
the other, the whatchamacallit.
I got a slutty 20.
I got a 6.
Well, yeah, you can tell that something doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no, if I'm good. I'll tell her myself, actually. I get on the intercom like, hey, Gotcha, are you up yet?
You don't get any response.
I'll tell her when she gets up, sorry. Hey, cook, I forget your name, I'm sorry. Is my food ready?
Cookie?
Hey, Cookie, hey, Cookie the cook, is my food ready?
Cookie. Only my best friends call him Cookie.
Well, I thought I was your best friend.
Nah, we ain't there yet. You've only had 2 of my meals. All right, let's work on it. But yeah, they ready. As he walks back, and he comes out with 3 more of the seafood gumbo in a bowl.
Great.
And 2 of them look fantastic. The third one looks like he ran out of like some fish, so it's very brothy,
No.
but still looks good.
Can I have one of those cream guns?
Oh, you want the cream gun? Yeah, I can get you the cream gun. He walks to the back,
Just the whole thing with the coffee, man. It was weird.
and you see as he comes out, he's got like a handful. He's like, what kind of cream you want?
Thick,
Yes.
butterscotch.
Oh yeah, my favorite. You see him like shoot it up into the air, and then he like comes underneath it, grabs it again, and he's like, yeah, there you go.
Thank you, and I'll just drink the creamer straight from the thing.
I look
And you do.
I look at you in just disgust, and I eat these 3 bowls quickly.
You're eating 3 whole meals.
Well, yeah, I already had one.
So don't judge me on my milk habits.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't know why, but I'm fucking starving.
Would you like to know why?
Not really.
Well, I'll still explain it to you. I'll explain the basics of metabolism to high speed.
I ate all 3 bowls and now I'm just like, all right, that's good. Anyway,
I got high in General's hand, by the way. Did you know he can heal? He cut it off.
I didn't want to know that.
It's not like we did anything. I just picked up his hand.
I don't know why you got his hand or how. Like, that's none of my business. What
Why
you do.
is everyone thinking that having random body parts is bad? Like, it's okay to have a frozen hand in your lab. It's not like I can do anything with it. It has no blood flow. I can't. It's useless. Except for
I don't
studying.
want to know why you have a hand. I don't know like what you plan to do with. I don't want to even know how you got High General's hand.
Cut it off.
Okay, cool. I don't want to know that shit. What you do in your own time, in your own lab, none of my business, right?
It has nothing.
You know what? I'm just gonna go, and I run back to my room and just stay there.
I'll tell you what I'm using it for later. I'll say on the com.
I don't respond.
And
You're sitting in
then
the corner sucking your thumb.
That's some weird shit, man.
you might be able to do the same thing, actually, because you can heal fast. Do you want to try it? And I'll order food while I'm torturing him.
Perfect. What would you like to order?
What's like a really fancy dish in this world?
Oh, the shop
I'll like
birds pie off.
eggs, caviar,
It just
I was
Omelet.
gonna say it would probably be like a
caviar.
it would be a egg white omelet
delicious.
with they're very seafood based, so they have a lot of like fish involved. So it'd probably be like a egg white omelet with a small like cutlets of a whitefish,
Oh, that sounds actually really good.
very lightly fried in a lemon pepper sauce,
Mhm.
and then drizzled with a very nice bright green fish eggs on top as a garnish on the egg whites.
Oh,
I'll
And
order.
it's called the green eggs and whitefish.
Can I have green eggs and white fish? Do you know how to make that?
Do I?
Can I make them in a house? Can I make them with a mouse?
This guy doesn't even understand. Can I make this?
Well, we have chefs in my house.
Oh yeah, you want to see if I can make this? I can make this so good. I'm gonna make you too. And he disappears to the back. You hear clanging of pots and pans, and then you hear like as the fire roars. He goes, my eyebrows.
Are you okay?
Don't worry about it. Look at the oil.
I think he's a good cook. I just don't think he's a safe cook.
he's the equivalent of Gordon Ramsay. He's just not safe.
Yeah, Gordon,
Exactly. That's why he works alone.
Gordon Ramsay meets Andy Dick.
Yeah. Can we call him Gorgon Ramsay?
Gorgon Ramsay.
Ramsby?
Or Andrew Ramsay.
That works. Andrew Ramsay. AKA Cookie. God, we love
But,
random
so yeah.
NPCs in this world.
Yeah.
I know, isn't it fun? But yeah, so fuck, what did we end up on?
I think you said 5.
No, Andrew. What was?
Andrew Ramsay.
Ramsay. So yeah, you see
Well, he
his
just calls
hand-
himself Ant.
He just Ant, yeah. He's just Ant. So you see his hand goes back there, and you hear the clatter, and he's like, yeah, I'm good. And then he comes back, and he's got 2 plates of this immaculate looking food.
They both look good.
They both look great. Like you are kind of surprised to see this high quality of food coming out of somebody like him, as he's just like got the greasy like white apron. You've got the sweat print from under his like shirt 'cause he's just working in there hard.
Thank you. You did really good. I can't eat 2 of these, so I'm gonna.
What? You can't disrespect me like that.
Ooh.
I was gonna give one to my friend because I don't think he's had good food before. Besides yours,
Okay.
obviously.
All right. I'm okay with that, but you better watch. I don't even know you, but you better watch yourself, Mister.
The only person who doesn't know, the only person who has no idea who Masquerade
You
is.
don't know who I am?
Nah.
Well,
You're in your pajamas. He's like, nah, you look kind of like that hobo I saw last night.
I'm part of the Mask family.
Mask?
Yeah, our
Like the one
civilian.
that you got over your face?
Yeah,
The only thing. Nothing close.
but our
Doesn't everybody got a mask? So is everybody part of the Mask family?
well, maybe you know our civilian names. Our
Oh.
last name is Elder. Where they're
You're just old?
they're high politicians.
Oh, I don't fuck with politicians.
Okay.
Hell yeah!
I kind of agree with you. I hate my parents, but I'll see you later. Thanks for the food, and I'll go up to High Speed's room and I'll knock on the door.
Go away!
He made me extra food. Do you want this extra plate?
Give it to Hellion. Go
It's
wake
really,
him up.
It's really fancy.
I don't care.
I don't think I should wake Hellion up because I don't want to die.
Well, I don't want to hear about what you're doing with that guy's hands, so go
I
wake
won't
him up.
tell you.
And while you're at High Speed's room, you get a phone call. Ring, ring. Ring, ring.
I guess the ringtone.
Ring, ring. Ring, 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 ring.
I'll answer it. Hello?
Hey, it's
Hello?
me,
I didn't
Larry.
expect him to pick up.
Hey, it's me, Larry. I'm at the lab. I got some cool news for you. You should come on down.
Sure thing.
Awesome.
I'll leave this food out here for you. Tell me how it tastes. Open door. I'll say to his door.
Door
See if it
lock.
opens.
Door lock. Don't let him in.
Cha-ching, cha-chong,
Or
cha-chong.
override High Speed.
Just leave it there, please. Go away.
Okay, you're acting a little weird. I won't tell you about the body parts that I keep in the freezer.
Go away, please. Go to your lab. Leave me the fuck
I'll
alone.
put the food on the floor and then I will go up to my lab.
Perfect. Yeah, so you go downstairs and you go back to your lab. You see Larry the lab tech currently, because he was trying to remember what did you have him do for you again?
He was
Running blood test. I remember that one because he ran the blood test of him and I think somebody else, maybe Ian.
maybe.
But definitely for sure, we've got High Speed's blood.
Yeah.
That he tested.
He was going to the hospital or lab
Oh,
to
right,
see
to
what
get
the
the
sample.
records. Yes, that's right. He had to go to the records vault to pick up the originals.
Mhm.
And you see that he's got a whole stack of these tablets that have all different information from the same series that he kind of corresponded together with a check that he did on his own. And he's like, yeah, boss, we got some weird things going on here. So yeah, half of them is your family.
Everyone in my family, or just my family?
Everyone, your siblings, mom and dad. They even got old grandma.
Oh, damn. Where the heck
The super elder.
They call her Elder Mask.
Yeah, you know the one that's in that home, that really nice place that's on the island, but it's way out there. They even got her stuff.
How did they? Okay, what was the other half?
The other half is just random people. All of them are deceased now, but they were just random. It seems there's no correlation between them, and I don't think you know them. And he points to the ones that aren't your family, so you can just quickly glance over if you'd like.
Yeah.
So yeah, you glance over, roll a investigation check.
18.
18. So yeah, with an 18, you see that none of them really stand out, but you do recognize the names. You recognize that you worked on some of these samples during your internship when you first joined there years ago. So you kind of remember that. You remember they were just standard from what you understood. and that the only connection is that you worked on them at the lab.
Thank you. You can do your lobster experiments. I'm gonna go back into the.
I forgot. You want to see the blood sample?
Well, I believe we got his already.
Yeah, you already saw that.
I think so.
Oh,
you know what you can do? I need
Yeah.
blood samples ran on the hand in the freezer.
I was wondering if you were like trying to give me a snack or something, because I don't eat people. I'm just gonna throw that out there now.
I
may
know.
look like I'm a lobster, but I'm actually a person. I just have lobster hands when I choose. I don't
get
know
it.
why.
I just need experiments done on it. I froze it to stop the growth, but it's not
growth?
frozen yet, so you should still
Wait,
be
what do
able.
you mean growth?
It might be able to regenerate, but I don't want it to die necessarily.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
But it's
keep an
not
eye
completely
that it doesn't
frozen,
grow outside of the freezer.
No, just
I'll
take
keep an eye on
take it
that.
out of the freezer, isolate the DNA.
Okay, I can do that. I got that. Yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
And I'll go into the lab, into the replica lab, and start comparing the names to the cipher that I've made of the
Yeah.
notes.
So you go back to, you sit down at the table there. You look down, you've got your notes that you're making. You've got the ones that you can still view, and you see that they correspond to not only you and your family, but that you now see that one of the tests was originally a failure, or like it wasn't a perfect read, because it showed that there was like a contaminant, and that somehow something from like some part of your DNA, it's like the skin, whatever, got involved in the test and threw it off. And that seems to have been the sparking point for when you get pulled in and you had your test. Because you remember being tested after you started working there doing stuff, and she tested you personally.
So it was the sample I was working on that got contaminated?
Well, you saw that one of them was that.
Um,
And that kind of seemed to be the spark that interested her and you and your family.
so I know that my name is like a really big deal, but I think I'd be more upset that I contaminated a sample. And so I will sit with that for like a minute.
Way to have your priorities straight.
I mean,
I need to
fair
work
enough.
on sterile technique, I guess.
But yeah, so while you're reeling over the fact that how did I botch that? And why did she lie to me about that? Because on the copy that you have, it shows as a pass from the original, from the records. So you see that there's that weird discrepancy, like she fudged it and saved the original results. Yeah. So as this happens, we come to Hellion, who's going to be waking up here. Do you mind if we take a quick pause? I'll let the dogs out. We can start your morning.
Sure.
Comes over with the plate that Masquerade left, knocks on the door like,
Hey, I got you food, buddy. Haven't heard from you in a minute.
How would Hellion respond to that?
just
But yeah,
Hey, Hellion.
Go, Freya. But yeah, so,
go.
So yeah, you wake up and you look into the corner and you don't see anything.
Yeah, Hellion blinks. He's like, his head is just pounding because he finally got to the point after like going down and up the tower multiple times. He finally got enough alcohol in him to kind of knock him out. And so his horns, right where his horns come out of his forehead, is pounding. And he's like, and he looks to the corner one last time. And then he gets up and he turns around, he stretches, and it's just feeling wonky and slow right now. And he's attributing that to the alcohol. Though it's been a while since he's drank this much to feel this way. So that's a little odd, but he's groggy, so he's not really thinking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Had lots and lots. You see a lot of just miscellaneous. What look like mini bottles, but the regular size fists are all scattered on the floor.
How much did I have last night?
If you remember returning home from the very strange cave encounter, where many foes were met but easily overcame.
I assume there's a private bathroom hooked up to this.
Oh yeah.
I kneel down. I somehow squeeze into it, or have they customized a room for me that kind of fits my
Yes, you do have your own custom-made room because of your size. So everything is actually proportional to you, and you're kind of on the first floor in the middle square-ish type of deal. You get your own little it's like your own prison cell because you don't necessarily have full access to just leave the premise unless you're called. So you've got this weird kind of time frame you can actually do things. But yes, you have all the lavishes of living in a home.
I walk into the massive bathroom, which in prison didn't get your own of those. You had to normally beat the shit out of the other guy and not use your toilet. I run the water in the sink, and as I splash it on my face, it sizzles. That's just standard though. But I splash multiple times, and I get the water into my eyes, and I look at my reflection in the mirror. Look at you. You're technically a hero now. Fucking sellout. And I half expect to hear someone go, oh, that's not so bad. Oh no, you can be a good guy, but it's just me alone with my thoughts. And
the always listening AI, but it only responds when you want it to.
And then I probably hear the knocking on the door. I do exactly that. I go on all fours and
Come on, guys. I know, that was great.
Sorry.
Any sound effects with your folks.
Sorry.
Freya, leave it alone. It's just a vacuum.
Freya.
Freya! Come on. Go sit.
My bad.
That's okay. It's just too good. This table's really nice for that.
It is a very
Freya. It's okay. It's okay. Great. I've got. Ooh, I need to grab.
Okay, I wince because this actually kind of hurts my head, but on the other side you hear thump, 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 and I look at the lock, and I can't really remember how to open it on my end. I'm like, hold on.
It's high speed. I got you some food because Masquerade's a weirdo and ordered extra food, so I don't know what this is. It doesn't look right to me, so I figured you might want it.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. How do I open the lock? As I'm trying to figure it out again, half drunk.
For you, you'd have to it would hear his voice, and you would have to push in. You'd see a green button pushing, allowing you to let him in. So at this point, you're just staring. You're like,
I see a green flashing button, and then there's a red one there, not doing anything.
Well, when in doubt, I hit both.
And you're going as it opens up the door. As it opens, closes, opens, and then it fully opens.
And you see Hellion standing in front of the door, in nothing but the chains, the bomb in his chest, and a tight pair of hot orange with fiery blue hearts on it.
Great.
Yeah, and considering his height and your height,
I'm 5'6". I see this in full view.
Yeah.
I just look at it and I'm like, hey, women aren't disappointed with that. Here you go, buddy. I hold up the tray.
And it would be you'd hold it like that, but it'd be no bigger than holding
considering
half of a watermelon.
You see his hands there and how big
Right.
it is, yeah.
In your hand, it looks like holding a piece of watermelon, and it's just a full-on tray.
Right, and I'm looking at it and I go, I thought you said he ordered extra food.
I didn't. It was a Masquerade. I don't want it.
He tips it and he just pours the food right into his gaping maw. And then he hands you back the platter, kind of drops it and expects you to catch it. And it's like, that was a mistake. I'm probably going to be sick in a few minutes with that.
But
And
it
then
was
he makes this noise, and then he belches, and fire actually comes out of his mouth.
Holy shit!
Oh, I feel better. Then he looks down at himself. Oh yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna go put some clothes on.
Yeah. I'm impressed, but not really my type, you know. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The fuck was that?
Just like the video where someone like is doing something slightly feminine, and the guy is doing something, and you hear gay. And he's like, oh, no. He crosses his leg when he sits down. Gay. Oh! He sits on his bed on his chest. He's reading a book. Gay. And he flips over and he's reading it on his back.
Yes. That's exactly what I mean.
It's like, I'm impressed. Gay. What was that? And Helen just kind of stares at you for a minute, and I mean, like, ugh. Yeah, cool.
I mean, if you want, I'm about to go to the gym. I don't know how you work out, but
I'm naturally like this. I don't think I've been to the gym a day in my life.
no, fair enough. Well, I mean, I was gonna grab a coffee, maybe hit the gym, hang out. I want to know what you've been up to. You've been like AWOL for like the last 2 days. We haven't heard from you, so.
You see his tail, it's kind of like, it's not wagging, it's just kind of listing, kind of doing that thing. And you hear it clanking against multiple beer bottles and cans and stuff. And you kind of look past him, and it's kind of peppered all over the floor. Normally you would think this would be like a college rager party, and you realize there's just one guy in here. Of course it's a guy who's 8 foot tall. So
I see all the bottles like, long night?
was it? I don't... Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, maybe coffee won't be so bad. I also gotta go and check on Nidhogg.
Mind if I join you? I'll wait out here while you get dressed.
Yeah, you can follow me wherever you want. But,
Cool. Well, it's not really following. It's me circling you while you go.
his eyes narrow as he's looking down at you, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever you want to call it, cowboy. And he hits the button and the door slams shut.
Cowboy, huh? I sit there just like, cowboy, huh? First time anyone's ever called me that.
Would I even know what a cowboy is? Do we have cowboys in this
Yeah, I
world?
would assume so.
Sure. Yeah, we've got cowboys.
Okay.
Essentially, it's different, but there's cowboys.
Okay. So yeah, after a while, there's rummaging around.
Clang.
Yeah, you're clang, you're like, fuck! And you're like also some like breaking of glass and maybe a kick here and there. And then finally it opens up and Hellion's in his standard stuff. He's in his jeans that have like armored knee pads. He's got his knuckle dusters on, his vest with the open chest, still showing off the bomb. And the chains are obvious. But he's also sporting a pair of glasses that kind of look like visor glasses, but they're just huge. And yeah, and he's like, oh, you're still here. Okay.
Well, I got nothing better to do.
All right.
What's with the visor?
I'm fucking hungover. What do you think it's for? I walked past you.
You can easily just like push him like a.
Oh, I don't even put. I think I step over him.
I'm 5'6". I am a short guy. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're that short for that, but you could definitely just like.
Not all of us are blessed with your amazing metabolism, I say. Even though I come pretty fucking close. And I'm talking like I don't even know if you're there. I'm just talking.
I'm walking behind him. I'm just like, yeah, I get it. Maybe we could go shot for shot when you're feeling better after this.
Look. He stops and he's like rubbing his forehead and he goes, high speed or
Just call me Will.
Will. I don't know what you think this is, but I guarantee you it's not gonna last long.
Well, I mean, back home we have a nickname for guys like you. Not 8-foot demons, but
They have guys like me that are 8-foot demons that you need a nickname for.
no. We have people who don't really fit in with society, or always do the wrong thing. Whether it's because they're misunderstood or just because that's who they are. But you just, I feel like I can get along with you, and I'm not from here, and clearly you are one of the first
Hellion
people.
grabs you with his massive hand. Do you dodge, or do you try to get away? Do you notice, or
I mean, I'm at super speed. Everything kind of looks a little.
should we
slow
roll
to me.
contested?
Do I? I feel like I would just try to avoid getting grabbed by this massive fucking hand.
Probably. I would say with story, but yeah, let's do contested.
Contested. What are we going for? Strength versus
So
skill?
you'll do strength versus
I'll use this.
essentially your dodge.
Okay.
Now I would say if you
19 plus 5. 24.
24.
Ah, shit.
I say Ty goes to high speed as he can
Oh,
react
yeah.
to you just fast enough.
Yeah, I
to
think
back off.
I think you're kind of in the middle of like, look, I don't really know, but I think we can be friends. And you look, and you just see this hand coming for you, and you're like,
And I
ah!
just-
And you jump back.
I just like, I do like that, the Quicksilver thing where he's just like, and moves slightly
Yeah.
to the left.
And then as the hand crunches, and Hellion just like glares at you, and like the glasses will come down, his eyes are blazing, and he goes, I was not abandoned by society.
Never said you were.
I choose not to be. Do not act like we're going to be friends. The only reason I'm here, and he taps the bomb on his chest, is because I don't have a choice.
Well, neither do I.
Exactly. So why don't you just stick to what you're good to, and I'll stick to what I'm good to.
Well, you know they say birds of a feather fly together. I don't know what I'm doing here. You clearly don't want to be here. I barely want to be here.
Then why did you come here?
I had no other choice. I appeared randomly here one day. Man, I am not from this world.
Yes. You've
And-
said that multiple times.
Yes, well, because I feel like I have to reiterate that to myself. I don't know how I'm going to get home. I don't really even want to be here, but it seems like my only chance of getting back to where I want to be. Just like you would probably want to rather be back in your cell or rampaging through the city, or I don't know what you do, but look, I don't want to be here just as much as you. But we're stuck here. Best we could do, probably help each other out. All right.
Hellion stands up to his full height, and he says, you say you don't have a choice. Everyone has a choice. You did something that brought you here. It may not have been what you wanted, but you chose to do it. Just as I did something a long time ago that made me this. I choose not to be a part of society. I choose not to be a hero because I'm not. And the sooner that the rest of you realize that, the better we're all gonna be.
Well, you might not choose to be a hero, but that doesn't mean you can't be one. From what I've seen, you can really be good.
Both hands this time reach out for you. Kind of a
I-
clap like that.
I don't even try to dodge it. I'm like, you're gonna hit me. We'll see what
Now,
happens.
he grabs you and he lifts you up and pushes you up against the wall. Now, normally this would kind of be the thing where it's like you grab someone by the scruff. This looks like he's grabbed like an action figure and he's holding it up against the wall and he goes, you listen to me. I am not a good guy. I've never been a good guy. I don't want to be a good guy. And the sooner you realize that, the better it's going to be.
I just stand there, unflinched.
Well, you hang there.
I'm hung against the wall, just like.
I'm gonna do an intimidation check because
I can't get intimidated. Because I've been yelled at before. I was military. I've seen combat.
But as you're gearing up to intimidate him, you get a call on your comms, everyone. And you hear Gotcha says, I've got some bad news, guys. There's a bank robbery we gotta go take care of. Let's meet up at the front and let's head out.
I drop you. I don't even bother putting you down. I just drop you and storm off.
I'm like, well, I'll see you there, Lucy. And I take off.
Do I ever get a call from my mother?
Sorry.
I think it depends. Are you avoiding her?
Try and remember.
Not this
You were.
time.
Oh yeah, she was looking up information for you.
Yeah.
What was the information again?
What is happening with Helion's bomb?
With Helion's bomb or the
Or
bonds?
the chain?
The chain.
Right,
The chain.
because the bomb, you know.
I think you
Munin-
understand. The bomb
yeah.
go boom.
And it's from you. But yeah,
That was self-explanatory.
she hasn't called you yet, but she sends you a text like, "I think I may have found a book. Give me a few days and I'll get back to you. I've got some things happening here."
Also, can you come over for dinner tomorrow night? We miss you, darling.
Oh, yeah, no, she definitely talks like that high prep.
Probably, yes.
That's up to you on that one. You're flavoring her, but
Pause can't join us for dinner.
You know what? I don't think she'd say poor because they're a hero group, but she'd probably be like the unpowered. They need us, but they can't eat with us.
Then High Speed's like, this is too shit. I'm gonna go.
But yeah, so
Boy,
you haven't
trouble.
received a call yet, but you have received a text from your mom saying she's looking into it more. But she's got a good lead, it seems.
Okay.
So do you respond to Gotcha's message, or do you just head out immediately?
I'll say, I'm on my way.
Perfect. So then you head on out. You guys meet at the front. She's like, okay, so from what I've heard, guys, we've got a hostage situation. Big bank. Owned from somebody out on an island, I guess. Supposedly runs a whole syndicate, I guess. But yeah, his bank's getting robbed by, we're being informed it's mutants at the time, but question mark on that because they don't seem to be recognizable yet. So we got to check it out. So non-lethal to start, and we can go from there.
Non-lethal high speed.
Shut the fuck up.
So you guys make your way however you want to the bank. You've been given the coordinates.
Do we have a group vehicle or something like that?
Not yet, and we don't
Okay.
even have a group name yet.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
So we may have to
Plan
talk
B.
about it mid-fight.
Okay.
Or we're just plan B.
Well, we all have the location like on our comms, right?
Yep, on your comms you can see the directions, just like GPS would tell you. And you can get there however you'd like. Gotcha's like, okay, I'll meet you guys there. She just disappears.
Well, I will probably see you guys there.
Wait, high speed. Can you carry me? I don't feel like walking. We need to get there at the same time.
Helen just walks right out front and then just leaps away. Like you think he's
Yeah.
like taking flight.
You carried me last time.
You were talking about hands. You can teleport or some shit, right?
No,
I'll
I
see
can't.
you there. I take off running, leaving him behind.
Can't you like magic up a moped or something? The mask moped.
Yes.
The
Hey,
mask
gotcha. Do we have a motorcycle?
She's like, oh yeah, do you see that icon on your wrist? Remember, in your contract, they gave you a vehicle. I'm not sure what they gave you.
gave
And you
you a
just hit a button. And that will call it to you.
It calls you a cab.
I'll do that.
Perfect, you hit the button. What vehicle would you have requested if... Because it would have been on a form to be like, oh, I want this and this and this.
It'll be one of those motorcycles with the one wheel and then the two wheels in the back.
Oh,
Perfect.
like the motorized tricycle.
Oh.
Perfect, so yeah,
No
you
offense, I hate those.
you see as
They have
this,
to be safe.
well, you see as this drone drops a giant package right kind of in front of you. As it then starts to like transform or go into the shape of the vehicle. It's the right amount of wheels. It just happens to be backwards. So you've got two wheels in the front and one in the back. But you're still very secure to the ground on three wheels. And you can ride off as fast as Batman.
I'll say, we got cars, guys. Who knew?
Do I look like I need one?
As everyone in the team who doesn't need a vehicle.
Hellion lands on top of a building and he's halfway there and he goes like magma, like vomit comes out of him.
Yes,
and it-
the egg white
Yeah.
the egg white omelet just spews out.
you hear all over the intercom. Oh,
Can you turn off your mic when you do that? That shit's gross.
and he hears people screaming at the bottom. It's like, oh no, my! As you hear someone go, my moped, and he's just. building. He just jumps off to the next building top.
Oh, hi, Hellion. I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm not there anymore.
Oh, I'll do over
He's
the
on
comm.
mic, like,
Okay. Helen goes, yeah, there's a reason for that.
High Speed's pretty annoying, isn't he?
He's not the only one.
And as this happens, and with one more leap, and everyone arrives at, outside of this really tall 70-story building, it's
me and Gotcha were
looks-
already there.
it looks as almost like the front half face, like where you're facing, is almost bowed out, almost like the what is that? The mast of of a ship,
Yeah.
and it's just reaching up to the top before it hits a fine tip point. And you see that there is a couple of windows broken out on the top floor that you see being broken is about the 7th floor. 5th floor and 6th floor windows. You see a lot of them in one kind of area are all busted out.
Weird architecture.
You also see that there's a whole squadron of police blocking off the road and making sure nobody else can get in besides people who are supers and are here to work on this.
Did the rest of us get IDs?
Yes. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
woke up and they had an ID in their
Okay.
room. I'm sorry if I didn't say that, but yes, everyone woke up with an ID, so you are free to do your heroing business.
I don't think I picked up my ID. I think I was too hungover.
You probably didn't.
Do you want me to roll perception to see if I noticed it?
You can roll a perception, see if you would have noticed it on the counters.
My character.
At
Oh,
disadvantage.
17.
Disadvantage because you were hungover.
That's a 7.
No, you didn't see it, so you're winging it.
I'm realizing now I'm still in my civilian. I tear off the clothing pretty much to reveal my superhero uniform underneath, and I just pull the mask over my face and the goggles on. Like, all right, let's do this.
Okay.
You could have run back and gotten your
I
your
was
clothes
already
away.
in it.
No one would have noticed.
Right, like this stuff isn't cheap. Like we still have to make things. I know we are super future, but we still make
by
things.
tear, I mean I do that like that tornado thing I did when
Oh yes,
changing.
the Sims tornado to change.
Yeah, I basically folded up really nicely, and I handed it to Gotcha like, can you take this back for me real quick?
Gotcha's like, you're faster than me.
You're right. I run into a nearby alley real quick, drop it like nicely in a hidden spot, like that should be fine. And
this guy pokes his head out. Hey, thanks.
Never mind. I need those back. Sorry. I run back, put them in my room, and I'm back.
Perfect. So yeah,
I'm a hero, but I'm not going to give to the needy.
I do need these back.
So yeah, you guys make it to the outside of the bank as you see the cops, essentially like a SWAT team is there, and you guys are the last resort type of deal. You see a couple of what you would gather are being like high-ranking officers. You would assume that are in charge. Other than that, you see that there's, other than the broken glass, you can't really see in. The glass is pretty like black reflective. You can't really look in. It's one of those you're inside and you can see out type of deal. So you don't have any idea of what numbers they have or anything as of right now.
I'm gonna go up and throw my spider into the window, the broken glass window.
As you start to run past the line, you hear as the top official grabs you, like, "What are you doing, Sonny?" As he grabs you by your shirt.
I'll pull out my badge.
Like,
Superhero business.
that's great. If you go spelunking too quick, they're gonna start offing people, son.
Well, they aren't gonna. All right, okay.
Do you want to hear what's going on?
From you? Yeah, but I can also see inside. Here, explain, and then I'll do what I'm gonna do.
He lets you go. He's like, "All right, so we've got some bogeys in there. We count 11 bad guys. Weirdly, they're like 3.5 feet tall. really strong, like, shells.
Ah, Larry's cousins. Shit.
And yeah, they've got 3 people hostage back near the vault, and that if anybody just starts walking through, they're gonna just start popping them.
So walking.
Okay, before you do anything,
He says that, and just as masquerade is going, Helene just goes. It's not really the hangover anymore. It's just the headache.
I'm going to slowly, not throw, use magnetism to push my spider up so that he stealthily can go in the window.
Okay. Use roll a. Since you're using your magnetism, we'll use your power roll or your power skills on that.
Magnetism. So I'm just adding the ranks of the magnetism?
Yeah, the rank.
Okay.
To the roll.
Natural 20 plus 6.
Nice.
Perfect.
First nat 20 of the evening, folks.
All right.
Later on in the recording, I'm gonna add like confetti cannons.
Perfect. So yeah, you easily do that, and you're having a hard time getting them much higher than the 5th floor. So you get into the 5th floor broken windowsill, and it lands there, and it's ready to activate as you need to then concentrate on your ability.
Then I'll go into a meditative stance and see through him.
Perfect. Roll an awareness check, and while that's happening, is anybody else going to do something while you see him gently control his robot to be on this opening that's in the building?
Do I recognize the description of the cronies that are causing troubles? Like, have I heard of these guys or done trouble with them in the past?
Roll let me pull it up real quick. We'll do an intellect check just to see if it would be like a history type deal.
That's a 10, straight flat 10.
It does sound familiar. Not necessarily some that you've messed with, but you've heard rumors almost.
But the headache is still there, so it's
right. So everything's still a little buzzy, not even fuzzy, but it's still all buzzy as you're trying to remember. But you get the faint remembrance of I kind of see that.
I think I understand. What do you mean?
High speed, not knowing what else to do here because he knows he can't run in, he can't walk in, he can't do anything inside the building. He turns to one of the police officers and using his knowledge of how police work back home and the kind of the military mindset of, okay, whoever here has the most lines or dashes on their uniform is probably in charge. Does he spot someone fitting the description of the highest ranking?
Yes, the person you see that the person who's talking to the masquerade, who was talking to the masquerade, was the highest ranking. Your understanding of rankings would be him.
Okay, I walk over to him. I'm like, okay, so you said we have 3 bad guys.
No, we've got 11 bad guys, 3 hostages.
3 hostages.
They're in the way back. And as he pulls up on his tablet, he pulls out a floor plan. He shows you. He's like, yeah. So you see, it's a big fucking bank, bro. It's got 10. It's 100 feet, and 100 feet rectangle.
And how many entrances, how many exits, how many vents, how many ways can we access this point?
There's one way in the front. Not ideal, but it is kind of off from where they're actually at because it takes you in this weird midpoint where you go to security or you go into that way, into the bank itself. You got that choice. But the next thing, there is an in through the back, kind of near the security back entrance. We've got the key cards. If you can get back there quietly or whatever, without them being alarmed, you got this card to get in there. Otherwise, I guess through that hole. That's about all. This building's pretty tight. There's not a lot going on.
So the main goal right now would be to get the hostages out.
Hey, Hellion. How good are you at drawing fire? Getting shot at.
Are you asking me if I enjoy it? Because
No, I'm asking if you would.
what kind of firearms do they got?
Chief? I turn to the police officer and I just call him like Chief. Is that your rank? I don't know.
He looks and he's like, we've got reports that some of them have machine pistols. Some of them got, looks like some of them even got like spiked baseball bats. They're kind of a whole weird motley crew.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I can draw some fire.
If you draw the fire, I can go in, get the 3 hostages out as quick as possible, quietly as possible. Bring them out here, and then we just take them all down.
Suddenly, Hellion kind of like as he's looking through his hangover fog is starting to fade. Suddenly smiles and goes, "Yeah, I think I got an idea." And he walks forward, and he grabs one of the police cars by the bumper and just flips it over. Doesn't throw it at anyone, just flips it over to make a scene. And then he just walks right into the bank, and he's like, "Hey, you starting a party without me?"
Oh, that works. High Speed takes the key card from the police officer and comes around to the back entrance and gets inside.
Okay. So as you guys you're about to enter through the back way. You're making a scene at the front.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see inward, but you're assuming that at least a possibly exploding car.
Not really exploding it, I'm just like throwing it aside,
Well-
tipping it over without doing collateral damage.
You tried to do that, but you accidentally throw it onto a hydrant,
Uh-huh.
and the hydrant shoots the car up into the air, and you now have a fireball that exploded above the housing line.
Okay,
so
then
nobody
I know
got
how to
hurt.
make an entrance. Sweet.
But yeah, so you definitely would have gotten somebody's attention in that story building.
Yeah.
So, Masquerade, you're channeling your energy and you're able to see into your robot.
Mm-hmm.
You see a pretty basic floor design. This one, as you walk in and you start moving your robot forward, you see it's pretty much like a standard office. You see a lot of cubicles, computers. You see in the corner, you see like a utility closet. You see backups of any electrical equipment that they use, stuff like that. You see one of the doors to like a utility closet is completely just torn off.
Mm-hmm.
And that in that room, it's a very narrow closet, but it has another door in there, but it's locked by a pin pad.
Did the officers say what floor the hostages were on?
Their last report was that it's on the ground floor near the vault.
Ground floor. Then why did I throw him up?
Because there was you're basically investigating what could be going up on the fifth, the 5th, 6th, and 7th floor. Because there's a giant gaping hole, essentially, where the glass used to be there, and you can faux see in, but it's really high up there still.
Are there any other civilians like hiding in there?
You aren't sure, but it is a full working office, and it was during office hours, so you presume that there may be some people still straggling upstairs.
Okay. I will go to the next floor and just try to see the surroundings of each floor.
Sure, make a stealth check as you're going up. And while you were doing all your investigation on that floor, we're going to see, we'll go, either one of you, whoever wants to go
He's the
next.
distraction. He can go first.
Okay. So we'll call you the distraction, as Gotcha. Gotcha probably would have gone with high speed and is going to go through the back as well.
Okay.
So you're walking to the entrance of this bank.
Right.
The front door's open, and you walk in, and you see that you're kind of now in this like middle corridor way. The black marble floor, with you see essentially like red rubies encrusted into the wall, as jewelry. Just essentially
This is just the inside of the bank.
This is just the inside of the bank.
Okay.
It's literally just, you see a wall and it just has precious gems just encrusted on it, making a image, like a mosaic, of a very distinct person.
Okay.
Roll a awareness check to see if you would remember this person.
That's a 6.
A sex?
Yeah.
6? Sex.
I don't get art. I don't get art.
You're like, okay, I don't fully understand it, but all right. So you don't really recognize it, but you know that it's a face. It's somebody's face. You just don't know who right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's still possibly a lingering headache. And you see that there's the security hallway that you essentially could try to open the door that is currently locked as well, or you can walk into the lobbyway where you see a few of these 3-foot turtle humanoids, as they are. Some of them are holding guns, and they're just kind of walking around.
They're not reacting to the explosion that happened outside?
The ones immediately to you, no, but you see a group of them towards the window, like on the further down the way, as it crashed, and they're like, oh, and you do see a group of them there, but not all of them still, as you know that there's still some must be with the hostage.
Well,
you see about 5 in total.
I'm going to make my way to the ones that are paying attention to me, acting like I could care less about the hostages. But I will whisper into my earpiece. I'm inside, and hostages are to the right of main entrance. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you relay. It's like you see like the bank teller lines set up, so you know the vault's got to be behind there.
Would that
on
be
the
a
right
stealth
side.
sleight of hand? How would I whisper so that they don't see me talking?
You're still in there's like a glass,
okay.
glass wall still. You're in like a lobby essentially.
Oh, it's like the pre-lobby.
Right, so
It's
like
it's a pre-lobby to be like, if you need to get to the security stuff or you work in the office, you go to that side that has a elevator at the end that would go up.
Gotcha.
Or you go into the bank as a customer, and then you kind of don't ignore that, and this is just kind of a quick little like, hi, look at this.
Okay, well, then I'm going to approach the ones that noticed me or paying attention to me, and I'm like, fellas, you decide to rob a bank and you don't call Hellion to come and help you? I am upset and depressed.
Make a presence. And are you trying to like intimidate him, or you're just announcing your...
I'm announcing, it's like, I'm known as a bad guy, so I'm really just trying to bank on the fact that they
Right.
don't know I'm working for the good guys right now.
Yeah, roll a presence.
That is an 18.
An 18? Perfect. You see as the 2 that are kind of near that door that weren't necessarily looking at it, they were just like... They turn around and like...
Yeah, it's me, guys.
As they just grunt incoherently, and some of them look pretty ugly, but there's some of those turtle people that they're kind of cute. They would be a cute pet for somebody.
Okay, do I get the feeling that these are just like mindless mooks, or is there like someone among them that's in charge? Or are they being commanded by someone else elsewhere?
You would have to, based on your first interaction, you assume that there's somebody telling them what to do, and that they're more of just the muscle, for sure.
Well, I go, well, you know what? I don't know who you assholes are, but, fellow villains, we gotta stick together. So welcome to this city. Now, why don't you take me to the boss, and we can make this official. We can talk about my cut, and who you need me to throw into the sun or kill. Yeah. Oh, you don't say. Okay. Do I get any of that?
Do you have Can you speak with animals?
I don't have that because the only other language I know is demonic.
No, you do not know what any of these weird grunting sounds are. You see him continually point to the top,
Now, I will
pointing
say
upward.
something if you're willing for it. Considering that Hellion had to relearn how to speak English, there was probably a time he could only communicate with grunts and points. So do I kind of get the gist of what they're telling me? Like, you have to go there if you want more, or boss is in the building, or something like that.
You gather by make another awareness check.
Okay.
And then
No, that's a 6.
Damn, you
So,
are not doing good.
you from
I did really good at
watching
it.
their hand motions and hearing just the repeat, you can tell it's its own language. It's not like they don't know English; it's its own language.
Okay.
So you realize that he's saying something about upstairs,
Okay. Do I notice?
or
if any
maybe
of-
it's the sun. I don't know.
do I notice that either of them have a communicator of their own on them?
You do not notice anything.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys stay here. I'm gonna go see the rest of the team. Okay?
In which direction do you head then?
I'm heading towards the other group, not the hostages, because I'm trying to draw attention.
The
to
one
ones
that's
like
the
that.
the 4 or 5 that have just gone to the window there.
Yeah.
Sure, and you start making your way there.
Mhm.
So as this,
And to make a scene, I just start grabbing furniture and flipping it and scratching my nails on the wall and leaving melted lines because I'm a bad guy. I'm here to do bad things.
yeah, make a presence check for that to see if you can see if they see through you pretending to be a bad guy this time.
Oh, that's a 16.
Oh, good. Yeah, they didn't. They don't really seem to react to you. They're like, as the two look at you and they kind of follow you as you walk away, making sure that you don't necessarily head toward the hostages. And then they walk back down towards the. You see them start making their way towards the hostages.
And I'll get to the other guys as soon as it's my turn again.
Yeah. So
So, what happened in there? I swipe the card and I kind of peek in.
yeah, and you see him talk to. You see Hellion speak to these guys because it's a straight shot.
Yeah, so I can clearly see him
You clearly
talking.
see him. It is from a pretty good distance, but you can see him talking. He then walks past them, and you see them walk towards the right.
So what'd you gather? Anything?
I hear you over the comm and do I think I can speak right now, or are they paying attention to me now?
Throw that chair next
If you
to
want to speak to him, you have to make a stealth check at disadvantage because you're walking towards a group of
Can
them.
I?
You don't have to make it, but that would be the requirement.
Do I see another mural on the wall or something like that?
No, but you see the floor, the tiles on the ground is the same face, but it's more it's clearer.
Looking at it now, can I try and remember it again to figure out where we are?
Yeah, and you recognize his face this time.
Oh, who is it?
You see it as it is a well-known mobster, gambler, casino owner, underworld tech of an entire city. He goes by a lot of different names, titles throughout the years that he's been doing stuff. But you know him as what was his name again?
Did you want
The
It's
real
the Spade, correct?
Spade.
You know it as Spade, the crime boss of Gambleheim.
So when I see that, what I'm going to do is, as I'm walking forward, I'm going to do a stealth thing. I'm going to reach into my pocket, pull out one of my cigars, and as I'm lighting it, I'm going to talk into my earpiece, but have my hand in front of my mouth.
I was going to just go on the comms and be like, throw that chair to the right if you're clear to talk, or to the left if you need to signal.
Am I clear to talk, or what do you think?
I think with you doing it like that, it would be more of just because you're still close, verbally close to them, that they would hear you possibly. I would say with what you're doing, I would call it a regular stealth check, not a disadvantage anymore. So you have the opportunity to.
Okay.
And it would be against whatever they roll as well.
Okay.
And they don't have good awareness.
I'm going to kick I'm gonna kick the chair to the left as I'm like, fellas, hey, it's me, Hellion. No autographs, please.
They turn. All of them now turn to you and they're like, and they look back at the now car that just exploded again. They're like, oh.
Yeah, that was me, guys. That was me.
Who that was?
Yeah. Look, you're having a party without me.
And you see it. They're happy after that interaction, but
So where's the
High-
boss? Where's the guy that's in charge, huh?
Well, High Speed gets his answer from the comm then.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do with this information, High Speed?
I give him like if I'm clear to head to the hostages, I look around the room trying to see something. Toss the lamp to the right or to the left.
Which just throw a lamp?
Throw it to the right if I'm clear to make my entrance into the vault.
I pick up the lamp and I go, this is cheap, isn't it? And I toss it over my left shoulder, signaling that you are not clear yet.
Okay, thank you. Make it clear as quick as possible, please.
You can move forward. And I would say until you get to kind of the door that he first entered, you wouldn't need to necessarily make a stealth check.
And the moment you say, please do it quickly, I itch my ear with my middle finger in your direction. It's like, so yeah, where's the boss, guys? Where's the boss, huh? I want to get in on this deal. It's been a while since I've made a withdrawal.
I try to just start sneaking out over into the elevator area.
Sneak.
In my bright blue uniform, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, until like I said, until you say that you're to the door that he entered, you don't need to do a stealth check. So you can get right up to that. You can almost peek in, but you can definitely see what's going on with Hellion and the group of them at that window, as they're unaware that Hellion is there for anything else than to cause some mayhem.
I'm just watching.
Perfect then. Masquerade. So you're on the next floor up. You're on the 6th floor.
I rolled a natural 1 for stealth.
For stealth? Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. So
Someone painted the window shut and you're still going,
So you decide to take a very unique route. You're walking on the wall this time as you go up the stairwell. You don't see anybody, and so far you haven't seen anybody see you, which is more important for sure. As there's nobody there and you make your way to the top, you are now on the side of the wall and you can kind of see above some of these like dividers. And you don't see any people. You just see you see a lot of mess on the floor, like somebody's looking for something specific, or something like that. And then as you make your way into this area, you see that the floor plan's different than the floor below you. The utility closet that you quickly inspect doesn't have another door in there, and it's a lot bigger. Looks like it's got enough room that you could easily fit like another whole office, almost, compared. You go out and everything else looks pretty similar, just a lot more space somehow than the floor below it. You make an awareness check.
Am I adding me or Lug's awareness?
You would be adding yours because you're looking through it. Luke's awareness only matters when you're not tapped into him.
So my awareness. So that's an 8.
Okay. You hear a faint ding, like an elevator reach the floor. But you don't know if it's yours, the one below, or the one above, because you're so near it. You're kind of in this weird hallway, so it kind of echoed more than anything. So you get the faint sound of an elevator.
Lou's gonna try to turn into his coin form so that he can hide better, and he's gonna see if someone comes out of the elevator on this floor.
Perfect. So yeah, you're gonna essentially wait. Then you're gonna ready probably a dodge if it comes to close to stepping on you or whatever if it's somebody. Perfect. So yeah, you collapse as you hear this and you kind of just hold and you wait. You get an opportunity to chime in. You hear some of the going ons. You probably aren't fully connecting what's happening downstairs, but you hear them investigating as well. You see as Gotcha, as she kind of just follows in, taking another step, and then you see as she walks into a room in the security office. You're not sure what happens, but you hear on the comm, she's like, all right, I'm looking at the cameras. Yeah, I see 2 walking towards hostages, Hellion in that little cluster, and then I'm seeing at least 4, maybe 5 already in the other room holding the hostages. It's gonna be real quick, or you're gonna have to break them up somehow. And she spends the rest of her time kind of investigating the cameras, seeing what she can't see in other floors even.
Well, I'm taking suggestions on what I can do. I can go in loud and proud. I can try to just draw as much fire as possible, but
So
I don't know how fast I am compared to some bullets.
it depends. In combat, you aren't faster than it. Outside of combat, you're about as fast as a bullet. So, story restraints. But yeah, so...
Okay, a quick question about that then. If I was to never enter combat, I never throw a punch to them, would I still be faster than a bullet?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's where the beauty of this comes in, is where if you don't enter combat, you kind of get a buff when it comes to like speed and stuff like that, because it goes based on your real world speed. Whereas in combat, it breaks it down by every 3 seconds, and every 3 seconds, I mean, you're moving 60 feet compared to everyone else moving 30 to 35, I think, to 40 for Hellion.
Yeah.
So you're better off not being in combat when it comes to things like this. So you would be better off trying to get in there and then maybe either starting initiative in that way by pushing people away so that you have free reign of the people, and with your initiative speed, you are technically gonna be 98% of the time you will probably be first because your initiative bonus alone, So if you want to look at it like meta mechanically like that, that would be your best option, is to stay in story speed and not combat speed.
So I'm going to basically run into the vault at my top speed. I'm going to try to basically try to push myself to enter that speed zen that I had reached that one time in the training, and grab 2 or just 1 hostage and pull them out before either anyone in that room kind of notices.
Okay. Hellion, are you gonna do any more distracting option? Like, are you gonna do anything more distracting?
Well, I'm
to possibly help him out in this moment, because I'll say this is probably a coin flip of fate, just because of the.
Do you say what you're about to do?
Yeah, I go on the cons. I'm like, I'm going to try to go in there and at least grab one of them at my top speed.
Okay, I'm going to try something. I'm going to be like, I'm going to go like, okay, for the last fucking time, and I'm going to pick up like a large sofa with one hand and just toss it and be like, where the fuck is the boss? And I'm just trying to make as much noise as possible that everyone's paying attention.
Perfect. Do you have, I guess that would be more intimidation at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Which direction do you throw the furniture? Because if you throw it directly to your left, you'd throw it out the window, which might give you an exit. Not necessarily a bad idea. Or you could throw it to your left, possibly causing a distraction, making those other 2 guards come towards you now instead of towards the hostages.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make an exit just yet.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you're going to throw it towards basically the tiller lines.
Okay, you said intimidation?
Yes.
Okay. $18.
Awesome. Yeah, so as you do this and you throw that, you see the two that you initially talked to turn around, they look at you, and you're like, they look at, they're starting to look very angry, like, you're now getting a sense, like, why didn't you go up? Like, you're now connecting all that, it's like, oh, they were pointing up, like, he's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you see them start coming at you, both of them drawing their guns at you.
Whoa.
And then the others behind you are starting to look weary at you as they start readying, but they don't have them out there. Like the ones with wet like hand weapons are like grabbing their bats and like.
And I'm just like, hey, there's no need for that. You're gonna waste the bullets. Look, I just want to know where the boss is. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And you see the one like.
What? Yeah, right there. I'll kind of cut it off. Let you do your thing.
I go in the con. I'm like, thanks, Lucy.
All right.
Just trying to rile him up a little bit.
So yeah, roll
And,
for the speeds then with your modifier of 1
Okay. I got 16.
plus 1.
So that's
17. Perfect. So I would say with the 17, you are easily able to grab them, remove them within that moment, and bring them back to where you were within that same span of time.
Okay, so they're still in the building, but they are clear to like kind of.
They can try and leave through that back way that Gotcha's kind of near.
I tell them like really quickly, like, stay low, stay quiet, go through there. You'll see Gotcha. She'll escort you guys out. Gotcha, you got 3 civilians coming your way.
Roger.
And
And you see her teleport into the hallway there.
Rad.
Perfect. So that's 1. I would say you get a chance to start another action, but not necessarily finish it in this time frame. So you could start again to do another like quick pull.
I like kind of ready up, like take a runner stance to hit my top speed again.
Okay. With this, I would say make it at with no modifier, as you are now feeling a little woozy,
Okay.
almost fatigued.
Okay. 16. So
Perfect. So you start and you grab this next person as you start to turn and leave again. You haven't quite left yet, and we'll do another roll as a stealth to see if you can get past more threats. So now we go back to the 6th floor. You hear the clinking of a door open, and then you hear one step, and then nothing else.
Is it on this floor?
Make a awareness check at disadvantage because you're not currently like sprawled out open.
Slutty 20.
It doesn't appear to be on your floor. You still can't tell from your location if where it is, but it doesn't seem to appear to be on your floor. You feel like you'd be hearing more footsteps if they stepped out on yours.
I think I'm gonna go back to the office downstairs and try to look at the door with the pad, the keypad.
Make another stealth check.
So that would be with my spider.
Yes. Which is either a flat 0 or I think you might have a couple, like a 1 or a 2.
I think I added a stealth. It's an 8. So
Oh, an 8, nice.
12.
Cool. Yeah, so with the 12, you head on down and you get to the bottom of the stairwell, and as you start to enter the stairs, you see the shadow of somebody walk into that room.
Can he try to get in there before the door closes?
Well, you see him go into that first utility room door and not necessarily into that padlock door. So you'd have to kind of sneak behind him again and kind of see what's going on first before you can decide if you can run in or not. If he does open a door, you would have time to chase in after.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Perfect. So make a stealth check again to see how well you can stay hidden as you come around this corner and you peer into that room.
10.
10. You get to the corner there and your robot slips a little bit as there's some weird slime, drool. You're not sure. It's some kind of weird liquid that you didn't quite see as your robot slips, and you audibly hear the clinking of your robot like kind of skittering across as it goes to the other side of the door, and you hear a huff and a as it looks around but doesn't see anything, as you hear the digits of the pin being entered.
Do I see the digits, or am I out of range to see it?
Make a... No, you're actually not in... You're not necessarily in range to see it because of how big this creature is. You, based on your understanding, this guy is probably about 8 to maybe 8.5 feet tall.
Okay.
And is very wide, also with a shell, like a turtle.
I'll go on the comms and say there's something on the 5th floor. We should investigate. Do you guys need help with the hostages?
As far as I'm aware, not at this moment.
Okay. And then I'll get Luke to a safe location, and then I will leave my trance, so he's on his own, so that I can eventually go into the building.
Okay, sounds great. So yeah, you exit your trance after you find this safe spot, and you make your way towards... I'm guessing you'd probably go through the back door? Or
Yeah.
would you... Okay. At this point, it feels like you could even go through the front door at this point, since they're so focused on Hellion.
Well, I'll go to where I know high speed is.
Perfect, yeah. So you would probably sneakily go through the front door. I won't even make you roll, because they're very focused on Hellion.